little creature somewhere out here.
So I let the security guards know, but he's out there just hovering around the parking lot. Oh man.
Well-known fishing creator Tate and his companion Zach were recording footage for a secondary YouTube channel when they unexpectedly found themselves on the brink of a horrific event.
Beautiful day out here on the lake. It's actually, like I said earlier in the day, it's pretty cool out here.
Fall feel to it.
It does have a fall feel. It's feeling pretty good out here. We got a giant bait out here as well. Of course, we got the camera equipment. That's what we're running. And then we finally got this baby going after Zach cleared out the dead shiners in there that's been there for about 2 weeks.
The pair had arrived at a remote lakeside area surrounded by thick forest. However, a sudden phone call shifted their peaceful afternoon into a terrifying ordeal as they received news of an unfolding crisis.
Sit down. Oh yeah, all right, toss them in the box.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, are you good? Are y'all good? Do y'all know what's going on? There's a shooter over there. Where at? Yeah, y'all need to not be there. Seen cops go by. The cops went by us on the wrong side of the road. Going back behind us.
Really? You hear that gun?
Gunfire, brother. We actually heard gunshots. Did we not, Zach?
Yeah.
We literally just heard gunshots.
The gravity of the situation became clear. They were within a mile of an active shooter. To make matters worse, their vessel was drifting straight toward the center of the threat.
We're literally going to be driving right by where the active shooter is. Like, actually. We've heard gunshots, and we're going to just try to be as fast as possible. And I am not even trying to build this up. It's actually true. Just for reference, right here's the map of where we are right now. The gunshots literally could have been from an active shooter. No cap, not even kidding. It's really dangerous that we're even out here right now. So we actually had set out jugs the day prior. And just like every time we go out to the lake, we wait till the end to check our jugs because it gives us the most time to catch a fish. Because we make catfish jugging videos. And literally half of our jugs were less than a mile from where this occurrence happened. We knew it probably wasn't the safest thing to do, but we wanted to get any catches we could. It's also against the law not to check your jugs within 24 hours.
Nearing the hazardous zone, the two men understood that no potential catch was valuable enough to gamble with their lives.
Right over there. There's nobody on the interstate right now. Huh?
Let's go.
You ready to go?
Yeah. No snake for you.
We got to check jugs, and we're getting out of here immediately. Literally right there, I-75. I'm getting out of here. I've never been in this situation before. But by golly, there is not a soul up there. You know it? Not a flipping soul, and I don't blame them, Daddy. The guy's supposedly in the woods right now. If you can see, there's woods everywhere. So, I'm not just trying to build this up. It's pretty sketchy. Pretty sketchy. Right there it goes. Hold the wheel, man. You can see right there, guys. This is one of the sketchiest situations I've ever been in on the water. I feel like we're safe right here, right? No, that's 75 right there also. That's 75 right there too, so he could be in those woods as well. We heard gunshots. Hopefully I got that on GoPro. It's crazy this is happening. My wife just texted me and said I probably should stay on the water, actually. Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife, just know that I'm committed. I'm flipping committed to you. I just took on an active shooter to make sure I check my jugs every 24 hours. And by golly, we didn't even have nothing on. That's the worst part. 7 people dead.
9 injured, 7 deceased.
7 dead, 9 injured. That's absolutely insane. The wild thing is you hear about like these shootings far off, right? Like, and that's pretty crazy. And then it literally happens a mile from you. Probably within a mile. Literally, we heard the gunshots. Did we not?
Yeah.
We heard gunshots. You do hear gunshots out here all the time. Exit 41, that's London. Why?
Between 49 and 41 is where he's at.
So he's literally coming this way.
He's at Wildcat is where he's at.
Is he?
That's what it says.
Brother, that's it.
That's it.
That's it right there. Dang, brother. Actually, pretty freaking close. That is wild. You don't even know what's going to happen these days, man.
John said that the water plant is near where you are.
Yeah.
And the scanner people said that's where he is.
Yeah, I mean, that's literally where we were at just a minute ago.
Well, the police scanner says that that's where he is. I just was listening to it. It says he's exactly where you are. And John's like, that's where Tate is. And I'm like, yeah, I know that.
All right,
So
well, I'm coming
are
home.
you sure you should come off the water?
No, I'm coming. It's cold out here.
Realizing they were alone on the water and boxed in by the woods, Tate and Zach made an immediate choice to ditch their belongings and escape the area as quickly as possible.
What's going on with it now?
I can't get anything real recent on it. Now we hear there's more than one shooter and there's like 14 people shot out.
There's more than one?
So that's what we heard, but hearsay.
No,
Shoot. Any verification on yeah, I can't find any verification on that.
Dang. Yeah, we was right out there at the dam, and I was like,
that's not a good place to be.
that's not a good place to be, He said that he has heard there's 2 active shooters now. 14 dead. Traffic right now is absolutely crazy. So many people are heading away from London right now, which is where the active shooter is kind of supposedly at right now. And I'm having to go toward it because, well, that's where I live. Your boy's always strapped, okay? Always strapped. The old Second Amendment, it's for times like these. And what's there right there is the current situation. Cops everywhere. Cops everywhere up here right now at the intersection. Come on, guys, I'm blocking the intersection here. Please go up. Black car, please go. You got like so much more room. I'm currently blocking an intersection. These guys are gonna be upset. You see, there's the cops.
It was later revealed that the gunman, Joseph Couch, was stalking through the exact woods bordering their location. Unknown to them at the time, Couch had sent messages indicating his intent to kill before taking his own life. Had they stayed to fish or save their gear, they likely would have crossed paths with him. The suspect was eventually discovered in those woods by a couple seeking a reward, a story we will explore later. For Tate, this brush with death led him to pivot his second channel towards sharing his most intense and frightening survival stories. During June 2024, Tanya and Dave, the creators of the YouTube channel Let's Turn It Up World, were preparing to leave a campsite in Lone Pine, California. They were heading for a 4-hour trip into Nevada, aiming for the parking lot of a deserted hotel where they hoped to find a free spot for the night.
We're leaving this beautiful, beautiful campground today here, and it's been absolutely amazing. Actually have done our fair share of truck stops and, spots where it's free, overnight camping, boondocking, which is something we really enjoy doing. It's free, and it's when you have long drives, it's a great way to stop and rejuvenate. So we have about a 4-hour drive as we're here in Lone Pine, California, but we're heading towards Nevada, and we're gonna be camping at a abandoned hotel parking lot. We should be able to camp there, no problem. We shall see. And it's just like the life in the van life, and you just have to go with the flow sort of vibe. So we're gonna just pack up here, get out there, and the plan is to take that abandoned hotel parking lot and turn it into a five-star resort.
The location they found was Buffalo Bill's, a casino site featuring a defunct amusement park. After checking with security, they received approval to stay overnight, provided they did not extend any slide-outs on their vehicle.
So right off this exit, we're heading back to this spot, which is Buffalo Bill's. It's a parking lot, hotel, park, casino over that direction. It's Pink Rock Donuts. Oh my gosh, they have some of the coolest gourmet donuts. I think we're gonna stop there, Dave.
Oh yeah.
If it's open, stop there, grab a couple of donuts. Little fancy donuts for dessert after a nice dinner.
That sounds like some pretty nice luxury dessert. If I had anything, oh yeah, I like it.
It's probably in this little complex off to the right. Look at that. That's where we might be able to call home tonight. We'll find out after we pick up our donuts. But that is pretty darn cool. I wonder if it's working. We'll have to find out. What, is it tied to Pink Box Donuts? It's tied. Okay, it's tied to the Crim Center. That's interesting. All right, we'll have to run in and get some fancy donuts, Dave. There's some parking back there too. So I ended up getting six of those donuts. You know what happens is when they get a pair of 6, you get a discount on those. So we're getting 6. Yes, 6 gourmet donuts. We should have enough room in our refrigerator for this one, so it should be exciting.
16 at 32, $7.78.
Awesome, thank you. Yep, there it is.
Couple of glaze. Try to do chocolate.
Yep.
Either brown sugar,
Yep.
or either brown sugar or sugar daddy.
I didn't get you those. I got you 2 of those and 1 of those.
Okay, that's
2
good.
chocolates and that. You want some brown sugar? You got some brown sugar. So what should I do? Up a couple feet? All right, so it's the parking situation. Here we go. Trying to get the most of the balance that we can.
Stop there, man.
Okay. All right, that's it. This is what we're calling home for the night. We got the okay. Spoke with the security guard who said it's perfectly okay. Well, I was gonna put any slides out, and we don't have slides, so we're in good shape. Very excited to get things started. I can see the sun is slowly starting to set. So it's about 5:30 right now. Maybe what we'll do is before cooking dinner, maybe explore these grounds. There's a huge amusement park over there. Kind of see it right there. Not sure if it's open. Haven't seen anything coming around. Haven't seen a roller coaster come around yet, but pretty wide open here. It almost looks abandoned, but there are Buffalo Bills right now. And it's pretty wide open.
However, the mood shifted when a stranger walked up to their van and asked if they were military veterans. This peculiar and unexpected inquiry instantly made the couple feel uneasy.
This guy right there is just like randomly came up to us and asked if we were, first question was veterans, and now he's driving around the parking lot. Dude, it's kind of creepy. So I let the security guards know, but he's out there just hovering around the parking lot. Oh man, that's a little unsettling. So I just turned the lights off. Oh my gosh, trying to cook dinner. This is crazy, Dave.
It's crazy. I know it is. The guy's racing around the parking lot.
Racing. So I just turned the lights off. Hold on, let's close this up. I gotta finish with my meal. Ooh, I know, Bubby. Mom is watching. Yikes.
Right? No, it's crazy.
There's a black car. Feels a little weird as well. Just kind of sitting there. Oh gosh. That is the same one that was there earlier. The Ford that was there earlier that also kind of circled by. Black Ford Explorer. Oh my goodness gracious. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm just worrying too much or... Let's see.
We're gonna move it on.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have dinner.
I think we're gonna move
And
it
we're
on.
gonna move it on.
We
ready?
Oh yeah,
All right.
we're gonna move it on.
That's it. Dinner time and moving on.
A little creepy in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness gracious. So, Dave.
Yeah, no, this has been actually a really scary situation.
gosh.
We have what seems to be some cars that have been, it seems like almost casing the van. They've driven by slowly a number of times. In particular, there's actually an old Ford Explorer that drove by slowly a number of times.
Yeah, left and now
Left and then just came back with a van.
Yeah.
And they both came back and parked in the same
in that
spot,
same spot.
right nearby us. Just
Like they
turned off the car and are just sitting there.
They're waiting to. I don't
So-
know. Maybe it's the bikes. I don't know. I'm not very
Yeah.
comfortable. It's kind of a new spot, and normally we're not necessarily like.
Yeah, we're nervous about our bikes. Well,
Yeah.
everything actually.
Yeah,
but-
and normally we're not spooked by a parking lot, but when you're not in a comfortable situation and you had that weird question by that
Yeah.
gentleman that came by,
Very strange.
very strange. So dinner, we're gonna pack up. We're gonna head to another truck stop a little bit of ways. Dave was looking up one, so we will see you at the next truck stop for dinner. Oh my goodness gracious, we're getting out of here. There's the pickup. There's the black car right over there, and then all of a sudden there's the van, and no one got out of that van. So we're out of here. Oh my goodness gracious, that's one of the most uncomfortable feelings. Let's see. There's the van. Yep, and then there's the black Explorer right next to them.
Yeah, they came back and
They
just
came
sat
back.
there.
All right, so we're gonna make a right. Okay.
That was scary.
That was uncomfortable. I'm just watching to see if they leave.
They're gonna try to follow us out.
Well, oh man, so uncomfortable.
I don't see the van moving.
Oh, okay. Whew. All right, we are rolling on.
Moving on. Next
Moving
stop.
on, next stop.
That was scary.
And there's the black car. Look, they got out of the car. They got out of the car. And he's walking over to the other side but they didn't go over to the... Woo! Still there. Oh my gosh, how are you feeling right now?
Well, that was creepy. I gotta say, you know, when you had the Explorer pull back in, which had basically driven by our car multiple times, like slowly, like almost like they were looking at something. Maybe it was our bikes, who knows what it was. And then they came back together now with this white van.
Twice.
Yeah, actually, it was the third time we saw them. Yeah, they came back. And this time they came back with a white van with like very few windows. Looked like a perfect thing to actually put, say, bikes in it. So it was a scary situation. Plus, after you had that person come by and ask you the question about, are you in the former military and all that.
That was weird. He came up, just randomly came up.
Really weird.
And rolled down the windows and said, "Oh, I'm just here to say hi." He goes, "I'm just asking if you guys you're veterans." And I'm like, "Oh, well, you know, we have family. Our family's veterans, yeah."
And we just wonder if they're trying to think if we maybe had...
Yeah, had something. Like, had something. So I was like, oh my goodness gracious. And that kind of triggered it. So he mentioned this to security, and the security guard actually saw him the next time he came back, because I told him he's back. And then he comes to the front, he said, "Oh, I spoke to them." And it seemed like he might have been a little off or a little mental or on something. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's not a good feeling. And the black Explorer just kind of put things into a little bit of a nervous move for us. So we left. And
it's actually the first time we've left a spot like that. We've stayed in a lot of truck stops, casino parking lots. This is really the first time we've been really spooked out.
Yeah.
Really spooked out.
So, and not saying that area is, I mean, we tried to look up some reviews. It just might have been just tonight.
Yeah.
Just tonight. The reviews were fine.
And well lit. It seemed very safe. It's just, we don't want to take the chance.
No.
You know, at that point where it seemed like we were seeing these cars coming in and just kind of idling there multiple times, driving slowly by us. We just didn't want to take that chance.
Yeah, initially I'm thinking, oh wow, they're kind of admiring that. Desert snow looks pretty cool.
But then it's
like time and time again, like third time coming back, and then this time with like a Sprinter van, and no one got out of the car. I'm still cooking, and no one got out. They just sat there. So I was like, okay, it's time to move on. So
sometimes parking spots that appear perfectly secure in the daylight can transform into settings that scream for an immediate departure. For those living the van life, learning to trust your gut when a situation feels suspicious is an absolute necessity. DrivenX Adventure is a seasoned explorer who thrives in the wilderness, spending much of his time traversing the vast deserts of Nevada, California, Utah, and Arizona. He is constantly on the lookout for the unusual and extraordinary, hidden within these desolate landscapes, where silence often masks the unexpected. During a trip to Nevada, while examining some unique rock formations under the vast desert sky, the quiet was suddenly shattered by a peculiar noise echoing through the stones, a sound that felt entirely out of place in such an environment.
The vein right here. Look at this rock. Crazy. Looks like it would be rough, and it's not. It's actually smooth. Something lays down underneath that rock. Feels good in the shadow, but as soon as you get in that sun, ooh, it's hot. I hear a little creature somewhere around here. Hear it?
While he was inspecting the rocks to find some relief from the intense sun, his microphone captured a strange, subtle sound. He couldn't initially determine if the noise was coming from a distance or if it was right next to him, but the mysterious audio immediately put him on high alert. He became intensely focused, listening closely for any sign of movement in the surrounding area as he tried to identify the source.
Holy crap, that sounds weird. Sounds like it's in the rock. Oh, you know what it is? Listen to this. These are all bats. I found the bat cave. See how you investigate something? Ugh. You hear a sound and you go, what the hell is that sound? Well, you look into it. And you find a massive amount of bats inside this cave, this little crevice right here, all the way up.
It was revealed that a massive colony of bats had squeezed into a remarkably small crevice within the rock face. The animals likely sensed his presence and grew restless, producing a collective sound that few people ever get to witness in the middle of nowhere. It is truly fascinating to hear an entire group of bats singing together like that, especially hidden away in a tiny desert crack. Glenn, an older camper, chose to spend some time at his remote cabin in the Ontario wilderness to enjoy the autumn foliage during late September and early October. While splitting wood for his stove one morning, an unsettling sensation washed over him. He attempted to calm his nerves by reading, playing his indigenous flute and a small drum, and taking walks to the quiet pond located on his 40-acre property of pine and maple trees. Even though he tried to maintain his routine, Glenn's apprehension grew as he began noticing strange, unidentifiable sounds echoing from the surrounding woods.
Hello?
He wondered if the source was a common animal, like a bear or moose, or something more mysterious, like a Sasquatch, or perhaps just a hunter who had trespassed onto his land. Regardless of the cause, Glenn's peace of mind was shattered, and he never felt truly secure in the cabin afterward. His once peaceful retreat was tainted, and reclaiming that feeling of safety would require a significant amount of time and effort, time that he might no longer have. A chilling video was posted on January 25th, 2025, by a creator known as Hoodoo. The footage follows Hoodoo and his wife Sarah during a bushcraft excursion in the mountains close to their home, while they faced brutal winds and sub-zero temperatures. The most unsettling part of their journey wasn't the harsh weather.
Build a bushcraft shelter and camp in it. Here's my wife, Soraya. Okay, so there was a big fire that came through here not too long ago. There's all these dead trees. You can see the scarring on the side. So we got plenty of firewood. We're gonna spend the next while.
The trip begins quite normally as they collect wood and construct a sturdy shelter. Once their camp is established, they ignite a fire to cook as the temperature continues to plummet. However, as the sun sets and darkness takes over, the atmosphere becomes noticeably tense.
Super dark, so we're testing out some new lights.
-1 degrees.
We'll give it a couple more minutes. It was about this time that we heard the first yell. We heard two guys way off in the distance yelling. I thought they might have been at my car. We were only a couple 100 yards away from it, and it came from that direction. I walked over to my car, but no one was there. But I did see the lights of a truck off in the distance, and it was parked, and it was running with only the cab lights on. I didn't film this part because I didn't think much of it, and it wasn't a very... I tried another one, and it just blew up.
Like, all over everything.
And it's freezing before it hits the ground.
Can you drink all of it? Oh!
It's weird. You can tell how cold it is by how the snow sounds. It almost sounds like a plastic or something. So it's about -12 outside of the shelter. But inside of the shelter, we're reading 6 degrees. At this point, it was quite a bit later than when I first walked down to check on my car. We were just sitting around the fire, and we kept hearing these two guys talking. I kept seeing this truck driver out in the field with his lights off. It started to make me feel a little bit uneasy because they'd been doing this for about half an hour. They didn't have a campfire going, and they seemed to be up there for no reason. And this isn't some popular camping spot. It's January, and it's -12 degrees outside. To get to this place, you need to take kind of a slick road up this canyon, and it's not the easiest place to get into. Then once you get up to this flat area, you need to get off of the road and onto some ATV trails and drive another half mile or so to get to where our car was parked. I kept my eye on these guys, and I walked down to my car every 15 minutes or so just to see if they had left, because their behavior was suspicious. But they weren't doing anything wrong. But things continued to get weirder. Then me and my wife were just sitting around the fire, and we see these lights coming towards our camp. And when they pulled in, they turned off their lights and slowly crept near our car. My immediate thought was maybe these guys think we're in trouble, and maybe they think that we need help or something, or maybe they're just coming to check to see if we're okay. Once this truck got to where we had parked our car, they started shining their brights at us, and they turned off the lights completely. We have a guy right there that parked his truck. He keeps shining his brights at us, and he has not left us alone ever since we got here. It's like almost 9 o'clock at night. This immediately raised the hair on my neck. If these guys were just wanting to talk, why are they turning their lights off? I walked towards my car from the campsite, and right when they had saw that I was there because I turned my light on, they burned out and took off. This was a turning point for me. If these guys had good intentions, why did they burn out of here trying to run away? And why were they trying to sneak around so much? Here's the video footage we got of this. These guys' lights completely off.
Really close to it though.
Okay, so sorry it's kind of dark, but he sat right there for like 5 minutes. He came like feet away from my car, like right here. And then I shone a light at him and he took off.
We're in the middle of nowhere, like super far from town.
All right, so I was just following his tracks a little bit. He chucked this out the window. I don't know what this guy's deal is, but I might follow him out, make sure he leaves.
Well, he kept shouting like stuff at us too. I don't know what. We couldn't really understand.
The couple notices a group of men behaving suspiciously near their campsite. Instead of making contact, the strangers remain at a distance, watching and circling the area. When Hoodoo and Sarah attempt to confront or investigate the figures, the men suddenly vanish into the shadows, leaving the couple feeling deeply unsettled and confused.
So this guy's coming towards us now. So we're gonna get in the Jeep.
Yeah, they turned back around. They're coming this way. They're coming up around us, like on the other side.
Once we got in the Jeep, we waited for them to come. I wanted to be in my car just in case they came back, so if we needed to, we could leave. And once they saw my car was on and that we were inside, they turned around and left. We sat there for a while and decided to go back to camp and pack up to leave.
I don't feel very good about this. He keeps trying to circle us.
They flipped around.
Like he's coming at us all angles. We got back to camp, we were just packing up to leave, and we heard a car door shut, and then a little while later, I heard footsteps outside of our camp a ways, but it sounded like these guys were trying to sneak up to our camp with their lights off. So Soraya's hearing these guys sneaking up on us now with their lights off. Like, this is not normal, so we're gonna get out of here. We're not gonna be filming as much, we're just gonna be safe and get out of here. But then we heard them turn around and get back in their truck.
Coming back and forth, turning their lights off.
I've spent hundreds of nights outside, and like I'm totally fine camping next to people. Heck, like I lived in a van and was like constantly around people, constantly in campsites and stuff. When people act like that, it's best to just leave. It's just not worth it.
Don't know what they're up to. We'll get the rest tomorrow. That way we can get out of here fast.
Moments later, this is what happened.
Okay, I don't know if you can see, but they're driving right over to us again. Luckily, Brighton has a pistol, packing our stuff out, and now they're watching us. They can tell us that we're here because our lights are on. Here's the Jeep. Oh, they're coming towards us, Brighton. What? They're coming towards us.
You guys need help or something?
No, we were just wondering what the light was.
Yeah, we just lost.
Yeah, we're just camping.
Oh, okay.
We went back to camp and packed up and left. A lot of you guys might think this is ridiculous that we just left, but after they left our camp, they went around the corner where we couldn't see them, and then they turned their lights off again. If they really just wanted to see what the lights were, then why did they speed off the first time? Why were they trying to sneak up on us? And who knows, maybe these guys were completely harmless, but that's not a risk.
In such extreme conditions and late hours, the presence of others is highly unusual, adding to the mounting dread. The strange behavior of the group was clearly alarming, a fact reflected in the couple's worried tone. Ultimately, their decision to immediately pack up and flee was the safest choice, as mysterious encounters in isolated freezing environments can often turn dangerous. The events captured in the following footage remain completely inexplicable, originally shared by a YouTuber called Welcome to the Woods UK. The video shows him trekking through a local forest to gather his trail cameras and review their recordings. However, on his way to the first location, he discovers something highly out of the ordinary.
We've had one hell of a storm come in here the last couple of days, so I'm just coming in to check the cameras, make sure they're all still okay, we've got no big trees down and all the rest of it. I have found some really bizarre tracks today. This boot print doesn't match my boot print. It does look fairly old, but it is very strange and it's quite big. So it's definitely a man or someone that wears a very, very big shoe. I'll just spin you around to show you it. Look at that. That's massive. My BK2 next to it. It's just slightly larger than my BK2. Oh, I want to trip myself out, but that looks like a toe as well. My God. There is another impression up there as well, but this is seriously something worth noting.
Pressed into the dirt is a massive footprint that appears to be from a bare human foot. The creator struggles to understand why anyone would be wandering through the wilderness without shoes, particularly given the harsh weather. Driven by curiosity, he decides to station a trail camera at that specific site, hoping to document the creature or person responsible.
I think the best bet is to get my live camera, the one that I can pick up on the phone, which I put in a few weeks ago at a different location in the woodland. I'm going to go there now, retrieve that camera and program it onto one of these trees and get a reception, make sure it's working good on the phone, and then I can keep an eye on this area even at home in my bed. So I'm going to go off and get that camera quick. I mean, look at this though as well. These are obviously, these all bent over like an archway. That's pretty cool. But then it's happening there as well. It's obviously some sort of normal phenomena going on there. There's no sign of any sort of camps of people that shouldn't be here either. No fires that have gone out unless obviously they've used that, no trace where they would, I do it myself, make a fire, you cover it over with earth and scatter some stuff across it just so that it leaves no trace. The weather sorts the rest out. I'm going to get that camera though, yeah? I'll bring you back here when I've put the camera up. Right, so all good. I've got the camera, just sitting at the base of the tree. I'm going to strap it to this part of the tree here and I'll be able to do a 360 all the way around to keep an eye on the tracks. We're left just there and there, going through this part of the woodland. So hopefully, if this is someone that's coming in here poaching or just plain messing around, this camera should hopefully catch them, and it'll catch them whether they take the camera with them. I'll have footage of it on my phone, straight directly to my phone, permitting the signal's all good. I think that's the only way around this one. I do feel really, really jittery today.
Fast forward a few weeks, and he returns to the woods for a wild camping trip and to retrieve his data. It is at this point that the narrative shifts from a strange curiosity to something much more sinister.
Right, so we're well past 10 o'clock. Obviously it's summer months, so the birds are still having a little bit of a chirp about, but I'm absolutely shattered, so I'm going to get my head down. I shall see you in the morning. I don't know if you'll be able to hear, but there's definitely someone out there. Fuck's sakes. 2 seconds. Hello? I'll be honest with you, I feel like going. That might be exactly what I do. Seeing that the break of daylight was only an hour and a half away, I did decide to pack up and get going quite early. There was nothing more that happened that trip. I must admit I was more concerned that someone was walking around injured or out there hurt. So I did do a full sweep of the woodland on packing up. Nothing was out of the ordinary or could be found. Now let's fast forward a few days.
Because elk are not found in the United Kingdom's forests, the only logical conclusion is that the tracks belong to a person. However, the images his cameras actually recorded are far more disturbing than a simple trespasser would suggest.
There was an odd little light that came on the camera one night when I was sitting in bed. I had a notification, it pinged on. And then all there was this funny little orb looking thing. up to the middle left-hand side. I eventually ripped this off as some sort of bug that had come down. So let's fast forward 3 days post-camp that you've just seen. Early Thursday morning at 4:12 a.m, this figure comes into view. Almost looks like it's trying to pull something down from a branch above, acting in a peculiar manner. Then the camera takes a further 2 still shots of it moving further off to the left-hand side of the woodland. So why is this person there at that time of the morning? Why do we keep hearing these shrills and shrieks? Is it paranormal? I just don't understand.
While the footage is somewhat grainy, the outline of a figure moving through the trees in the dead of night is clearly visible. I am hopeful that the creator will provide an update shortly, as this mystery is fascinating. Be sure to subscribe so you can see the conclusion to this story.